player's walking home with a $10,000 check? Which player's going home in second place? Guys, take it away for game one.
Here we go. Round one of the finals at SWC 2019's Europe Cup. Rosith versus Baus. The pre-bans are out, and it's Hathor and Ragdoll.
Yeah.
Deja vu. Hey, wait, that's French. That's actually very applicable.
Okay.
There you go. Pre-banned.
What could we say? I expected the pre-bans, but I want to see what the draft will be like.
Yes. To reiterate one more time, Rosith hates staring down the barrel of a Hathor.
Yeah.
Notably so.
Yeah. All right, so Baus goes with Sierra first pick. How will Rosith answer to that?
He's got the speed lead out. There's still the option of Vanessa, but we know that Rosith is not one to pick exactly what we expect.
No.
He's really taking his time to think about this, which makes me a little bit excited. He might be thinking about his picks down the line, too, because that's something you can do with all that time. 30 seconds is a long time.
It is, and he goes with that dominant ager, combining that with the Verd.
Already so much attack bar manipulation in the first two monsters. Baus taking his time to think. He could go for, it's impossible to say exactly where he's going to go. I think the Daphnis is a great choice. I've never been disappointed by a Daphnis pick so far in this tournament. The only time where I felt the disappointment of a person up there is when you see it miss the defense break and you feel that emotion with them.
Yes, and with Rosith, I'm expecting, I was about to say, the Lauren. So, Baby Bay, let's see what you're going to do.
And this is the final, so whatever you do, do it well.
Yeah, please, please. Like, tell everybody, tell the world why we baked you.
Why we baked that cake.
Yeah.
Okeanos, and lastly, Lucia.
Ooh.
A little bit of CC option, a single target CC, and
considering
Okeanos
Rosith doesn't have any immunity right now, so Lucia is not a bad. It's a really good control unit with sustainability.
Exactly.
So it's a really staple unit.
And to add on to that, I really like that Baus has two methods of single target cleanse. So that means that he can get rid of any defense breaks that might come out of that Vanessa or the Lauren. And here comes the Amelia. And I think I might be mistaken, but isn't that Amelia really fast? Is this the right Amelia? I might not be right.
I think that is the right Amelia.
That is the correct Amelia. So I guess we'll find out. I'm speculating for no reason. This match is going to be starting in a matter of seconds.
So it's either going to be a Vanessa ban or the Amelia ban. I'll probably go for that Vanessa ban because if he's going to enable that offensive team of Rosith, he might get one shot. Like a unit might get one shot.
Right, and it banned out the Daphnis just in case Baus went for that, because now that single target kill option is not there, or at least it's not as consistent with Ciara. This is it. We're going into round one of the grand finals. Somebody's coming out of this set a champion. Lauren with the first turn, and she's got a couple choices here. I'd like to see a strip and an attack bar reduction on the Ciara, but Okeanos is probably a good call because he has no immunity.
Yeah, so that Okeanos might go down pretty soon right now. Depends on the damage output.
I actually even might have underestimated. I think that's a great choice because if that Okeanos goes off with that stun, that might put Rosith out of the game entirely, but he's chosen to lock it down.
Is that enough to finish?
Oh, it's so close!
He's like me greeting with that skill. He could have gone for that second. He could have gone
for the second one, which does moderately more damage with the first skill. Oh, Lauren's almost dead. He goes for the single target sleep on the Verd to make sure that the attack bars stay where they're at.
And now the court is at Baus's side, so let's see.
Getting those, all of the stuns possible have been secured. He can save his Okeanos. Potentially, though, I think that was 12,000. Can he do it? 5,000. He's got a little bit of an investment in that branding effect that's on the Okeanos.
Doesn't land the...
No! Baus, you can feel that.
Yeah.
You can absolutely feel that. And now Baus still has the sustainability. It's not over.
He can still just freeze that Vanessa.
Right, and I think he's fretting, but nothing's been decided yet. Nothing's over based on that miss.
No, he could just go and finish off that Lauren just to get that passive off.
Exactly, it's a very similar result. He's just down a turn.
Yeah.
Bomb landed. He resisted the right one. He resisted the right one for Baus. Resisted the dot. He's got a very ominous bomb looming over his head. Is that going to be enough? No. I was thinking maybe with the attack buff, Fran could lock in a kill. Not quite there.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure about the bomb on the Ager, considering that he can actually self-sustain. I would have probably put the bomb on the Verd or just finish off that Lauren.
That's a good point, because while his third skill's on cooldown, he's going to be healing at the start of each turn.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm trying to see if Lauren has a way out of this hole that she's in, but I don't think so. I think she's going to go down on this turn. Additional turn from Ager, getting another dot on Okeanos after getting the first kill of the game.
Yeah, that is a good sleep, and just can finish off that Lauren right now.
Or purify the Okeanos. He wants to make sure.
Either way it works.
And it's dead. It's a matter of turns. This is looking like a very... They're both walking a fine line.
I'm telling you, this is so beautiful to watch. They're equals.
I know. I'm having such a hard time saying who exactly is going to win, because if he can keep that Ager under control, if Baus can keep it under control, then he's got a shot.
Yeah.
Now, is he going to go for the strip? That's kind of tough to make because there's 2 buffs.
Doesn't matter.
He got the right one.
He got it.
Increase the cooldown.
And he can just freeze it up.
Amazing. Okeanos so smart.
I wish I...
14.4k heal.
All right. So
Fran's heal gets even better as the game goes on because it scales with attack, and attack is already up 30%.
I'm not sure about the I probably would have gone for that Ager, just focus on that Ager and just get that threat away. Lucia can solo the whole fight with.
And this could be... It's a slight bump in the road with Vertihile getting up out of that, because Ager definitely is troublesome. If you leave him alone for too long, he could come back.
Yeah. And that Vert is almost most likely dead right now, unless he goes
for the freeze on Ager, maybe? Nope. Chooses not to go for the freeze. Glancing, but still increases the cooldown time. You can see the HP bump at the start of his turn. The proc from Vanessa.
Maybe it would have made any impact if it was a double proc, but
exactly,
it's not possible.
It wasn't the right time. Wasn't the right time. I don't think this is going to be enough for Rosith to get the win.
Yeah,
because he's got control upon control.
Upon control.
Exactly. He's
and
got everything he needs.
And everything.
He has more than what he needs. This is too much for even Ager, I would say.
Yeah, and that's not something you can often say.
No, and that's why that's why I'm going to declare it here, because we're never going to see it again. Lucia gets the kill. 1 point on the board. 1 point on the board for Baus. He has to do that 2 more times, and then he gets to walk home a champion.
It just makes me happy. It doesn't matter who would have done that. Like either Rosith or Baus, if they get the 3-0, doesn't matter who it is. I just enjoy watching this.
It's really rare when you get to say that Ager is going to be outclassed by support monsters specifically, because usually he thrives in situations where he's up against 2 or 3 support monsters. But that was a great situation with the stun on the first skill from Lucia, as well as the consistent AoE stun potential from Okeanos.
Yeah. Lucia and Fran is nothing you should mess with, actually.
No, heck no.
No. Like, it can actually solo a team. And we almost saw that, but...
I think I've seen that before, actually. There was a moment in the Americas tournaments where we saw Lucia up against a Yonhong, and there was a moment where I believed, I had the faith in me that she was going to win. Those situations are not uncommon for Lucia.
What a way to start off the grand finals. I mean, this is already starting to be sort of a microcosm of that entire last series. Everything is so close. So I just hope we have 5 more of these games, or 4 more of these games.
As many as possible.
I want 5 more, but let's get into game number 2.
Rosith versus Baus in the grand finals. This is round number 2. We got 1 point on the board for Baus. Can Rosith get the point now, or is he going to have to hang back a little bit and try for the 3-0? This is going to be a little bit tough. Again, you got a little bit more freedom to test out your opponent here.
Yeah, exactly. And
one isn't everything.
And just for my sake, I just want to see that just adaptability against a ragdoll. So unless it's going to get banned. So let's see the game.
And it had to be let through, because last time we saw the Hathor in the ragdoll pre-ban, like you said. So now it's Ciara and Vanessa. So the most popular speed leads so far this tournament are completely off the table.
Everyone wants to they want to outspeed each other. So,
and we get another little tiny speed lead from Fran right away. Baus thinking about how he wants to secure a second win off the bat. Hathor and Daphnis, those are 2 really threatening monsters.
Yeah, and we already know who's going to get banned.
We already know Hathor is going to get banned, judging on the stats. Judging on the stats, but we'll have to wait and see. Debating those second 2, this is... Now, Josephine and Vivichel, both of them do give buffs.
Duo.
They are, but they give buffs for Daphnis. So right now, I'm feeling the ban on Daphnis.
Yeah, you could... Yeah, it looks like a ban on Daphnis.
Especially like units like Josephine, where it's like you don't really have control over when she gets the buff.
Yeah.
So you can intentionally proc her passive, so that way Daphnis essentially gets a defense.
Yeah, I like the way Rosith is actually. Oh, okay. All right, he is. You know what?
I like it.
I like it.
I like it. Ganymede and Gemini. That's dope. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so he's going with that Elenoa.
Elenoa. That was hard for me too. I really tried Elenoa.
Probably opting for that resistance lead so that maybe Gemini
And Ragdoll.
Ooh, okay.
Yes. And Ragdoll. There's a couple
Oh, we
tough
actually
bands.
have 3 LDs in the team right now.
4 if you count that LD Nat 5 of Fran.
Oh, Fran.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
4 if you count that. I'm just kidding. I don't count that. There's a lot of solid bands on Rosith's side. That is hard to say.
Really,
Rosith's side.
Yeah, I'm really interested if Baus's team is optimized, like speed tuned. I really want to see that. If that is speed tuned, then like hats off to him.
Yeah, then this is going to be crazy. Rosith typically bans out the Hawthorne and chooses to look straight through the combo and ban out the Gemini.
Yeah, so it's going to be an accuracy lead from Baus's side, and most likely, unless he goes for that mini speed lead on Fran, most likely going to see a resistance lead.
And Ganny Hawthorne made it through. If that Verd can boost them up, then Rosith may be in some trouble here, actually. I mean, Ragdoll passively kind of gets around the Hawthorne a bit, but I know that from TOA, actually. I know that from TOA, that Ragdoll is not necessarily or he is the end-all be-all against Hawthorne.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. He's probably going to, he's probably just going to miss the sleep.
Oh, no. You can feel it. Baus is so disappointed by that.
Yeah, you can see that.
He's all like, oh, I wish I had Gemini right now. But that's okay. Ganymede says you can try again. You can try again later.
It depends. He went with that accuracy lead. Unfortunately, that 55% resistance lead was too much. That was really...
I think that was a misclick. Baus's reaction was either that was a timeout or a misclick.
Yeah.
That was kind of close. That was definitely a misclick or a timeout because she's not next to Ragdoll. I misspoke.
Yeah.
Probably a timeout.
All right. So still in this case,
okay. Are we gonna see it?
No!
No!
My God!
No! The attacker. That was. He's gonna get punished. That was so
He
bold.
can just go.
Oh, you just first skill him. Oh, Rosith.
All right.
That would have been so dope. No.
Oh my God.
I see what he's doing. Ultimate punish from that one. Going for the ultimate hype play and denied. I thank you for your boldness, Rosith.
We like boldness.
That would have been amazing. That was the ultimate greed play in the finals.
That is the epitome of Taki.
But you know what, though? He's having a great time. Both of these players are in the finals already, and he saw the misplay. He's like, why not go for it? Unfortunately, Daphnis missed the strip and the defense break replacement on the Elenoa. Great proc from Verd, going to accelerate the team up so that they can capitalize on this a little bit more. We can see the delayed promise if we wanted to, but there's not a whole lot of threats on the table. Might as well just to get
Might as well use it, you know?
Exactly.
And then just finish off the Elenoa.
Yes, and he can even refresh the Daphnis if he wants to, or he can just
He doesn't need. He's just gonna
right. He doesn't need to do anything.
He's just gonna enjoy what he's doing right now.
Wow, what a punish! I can't get over that. That is a play that I've dreamt about doing before with my Leo. It's like, how cool would that be?
I've been dreaming about that. But unfortunately, it's never going to happen to us.
And I really appreciate that he did it in the finals. I think that was great. Elenoa is off the table. At best, Vivichel could take one more unit down with her, but I don't think that's going to happen. This is Baus is going to take that win.
In this case, Baus has the upper hand. He does. He has the Ganny Hathor. He can just lap control as much as he wants. He has the Daphnis, he has the Ganny, he has the Hathor, and the Verd just to give them the extra spice, you know, to just tell you, please, come on.
And now Baus has 2. He's got 2 points. Suddenly, he is at game point. This next round could make him the champion of the Europe Cup.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pick favors. I'm not gonna pick favors because I said my favorite is the one that gets 3-0.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly.
So
I'm not
gonna pick a favorite.
I favor aspects of each player. I can't say that I absolutely favor one player over the other because I enjoy watching them fight a little bit too much for that.
Pretty honorable of you.
How do you put yourself in a position to not only 3-0 your semifinals, but also to potentially 3-0 your grand finals? Can anything stop this guy?
That's a good question. I don't know if we found an obstacle that's tall enough to keep him at bay. That was definitely a great punish from him. What Rosith did was incredibly bold. We'll have to see if he can adapt in the next round.
Well, let's get into what could be the final game of the SWC 2019 Europe Cup.
That's right. This could be it. Baus is at game point in the grand finals of the SWC 2019 Europe Cup. This is round number 3. My heart is at a resting 200 right now.
Resting 200, yeah,
Resting 200.
All right.
The pre-bans go out. Looks a lot like round of 1.
Yeah. And it's not unusual. They're just going to enable each other without the... Okay, so we're not going to see the triple LD Nat 5s, but we might see the double.
No. And man, I appreciate what Rosith did so much. I just appreciate it.
It's so that is something that can only happen once in a blue moon. So.
Yeah. That's right. And unfortunately, Baus capitalized on it so well. Those attack bars were so close. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you who was going to go next. Taking his time thinking, because everything is on the line.
Yeah.
If Rosith is going to do something, he needs to do it right now. If he doesn't get a point on the board, it's over, and Baus gets the big check. But they still both get to go to World Finals together.
So he continues to take the deafness away from Baus. Like, that deafness has made so much work for Baus.
It's one of the all-stars of today, to be honest.
It is.
I would definitely put in the all-star category, I think Daphnis, Ager, and I think Elenoa for the surprise factor, though that might be kind of shorthanding Lauren a little bit.
So we're limiting it to to how Rosith is playing it. So
he's picking all of the MVPs so far, that's for sure. We can't see chat, but chat, who's your MVP monster for today? Let us know, and I'll go back and check the VOD.
It's going to be something totally different.
Yeah, it's going to be something completely different than that. Vanessa and Lucia for
Lucia. That is his, I think that's his first time picking it.
It's bleeding together a little bit, so I'm... but I really like the pick, and I've said it before, but I like seeing the double cleanse, single target cleanse. Along with all the CC that she brings. The Lauren and the Josephine is a great way to round out that draft.
All right. Rosith, please, frame away from that LD Nat 5. Let's see if you can do something else for us.
I think you might be right. He needs a little bit more damage, because if the Daphnis is banned out, he's kind of playing on the back foot a little bit, as Naked Bud likes to say. He's on, he'll be, and there's the Elenoa.
I mean,
it's good because he can land the attack break and the glancing.
Exactly, and he can just reduce the Daphnis cooldown. So
exactly.
Assuming it's not a bad pick. It's not a bad pick.
Right. And he's got, the thing is, it's like this, he's got a facilitator, because if he stuns somebody with a Lucia, sets off Josephine's passive, suddenly somebody's got a buff on him, and he can kill him with Daphnis. So there's some combo potential here for Rosith, as long as Daphnis lives.
So Rosith is going with a 55% resistance lead, and accuracy will be 41%. Let's see who's going to beat each other.
Before this tournament, I thought that 41% accuracy was a lot, until I saw 55% resistance. Lauren getting that first turn. We've seen this before.
Ooh, okay.
Lands the defense break.
Yeah, I would probably, in this case, might go for that stun to just deny them.
Increasing the cooldown time is also pretty good, because if he gets fortunate and manages to strip one of those shield runes off, or maybe even if he's bold enough to go for Ager right off the bat.
Now he can just push back the Josephine to take that strip away from him, and managing to probably give him the just giving room for Daphnis.
No attack bar reduction from Ager. He's gonna sleep somebody right now if he wants to, because that could put a buff on Josephine. I don't know if he wants to take that risk right off the bat. And now it's got a buff on everybody. He could even snipe out Lauren right now.
That was a very, very, very greedy play, because, like, from my experience, you don't really land a provoke on that Elenoa. Yeah, he reset the Daphnis.
I completely forgot the Daphnis had been reset.
But it was a really good play, because then Elenoa cannot just push up that Daphnis again and give him another shot.
Yeah, that's right. Here comes Fran. She's getting to push back some attack bar and land an attack break on somebody. Wow, that Daphnis being reset actually changes everything. I completely forgot that he reset it with Okeanos.
But now he will have a shot. Let's see if he can land the defense break and one-shot something.
He's going to bring up that immunity one more time so that he's out of range of Okeanos. And no stuns
It all depends on a proc from this Josephine. If she gets a proc, she can control that Daphnis. She doesn't get that.
No.
And lands a crit! Okay!
He landed it! That was so good! He got it on Ager! Oh, I was so hoping that he would go for that. That's such a good play. Now he is set for the mid-game. He doesn't have to worry about all that damage coming through from Ager. Awesome play from Rosith. Love that risk assessment.
Yeah, and he misses the provoke on the Daphnis. It looks pretty match game for Rosith at this point.
That is amazing, because this is the game where that needed to happen. He has no points. It's game point for Baus. He needed to do that now. That's exactly the risk you take when you're down 2 in the finals of the Europe Cup.
Yeah.
Now he's got a Lucia with that first skill, that weirdly impactful first skill, but he chooses to bump up the attack. That's so good. Chooses to bump up the attack bar of Daphnis to finish it off.
And Lucia is something else. Having that cleanse and heal on the second skill at the same time pushing up that attack bar.
It's a great combo.
It's a really good combo.
Awesome combo. Like, I'm learning a lot about potential combos with the Daphnis, as well as with, we saw from Obabo, the Triana and the I almost called him something else, Eladriel.
Yeah,
I almost called him something else.
All right, so it looks to be something on the favor of Rosith. Baus is probably just like nudging.
Oh, it resisted the defense break, but got a decent amount of damage on Josephine there.
Doesn't matter in
And
this case.
It does not matter.
Yeah.
He's just trying to make sure that Baus doesn't have enough time to think about how he can adapt.
That's right.
Because we know that's his specialty. He can sleep, but he's just got to deal a lot of damage right now. Finish it off.
And you can tell, like, Baus he's thinking. He's like, what am I supposed to pick
Look
next
at him.
game?
He's in the tank.
Yeah, he's in the tank. Shark Tank.
Rosith, 1 point when it mattered most versus Baus, who's got 2. We're going to round 4 of the finals.
Yeah.
Round 4. We're almost on that round 5 dream. I can't believe how close not only our second semifinal, but this grand final has been. This is like, you can't make up a more epic back and forth between these players. And especially if Rosith can take a second game, he can force himself to the final match of his second best of 5 in a row.
That's what I want to see. That's the kind of finals that I want to have today. I think these players are such an equal match that that's actually it's a viable option, to be totally honest.
It is. It's just fun to see this. I'm just repeating the same word. Guys, I don't know about you, the audience, like you guys at Twitch, YouTube. I don't know about you guys, but I'm having fun.
Me too. I'm having a suspicious
It's
amount of
times
fun.
like these where I just want to be a spectator. I want to sit back and watch all of this because these games are just so epic. And for Baus, this is the first game that he's dropped in just a little bit. So finally, somebody has stopped Baus in his tracks, and we have, for the first time, the chance to see if he can say, oh, wow, for once my strategy didn't work. Let's see what it takes for him to turn this around and maybe even claim the championship here in the next match.
That's right. We're going into the finals. Round number 4. Rosith, 1 point versus Baus at 2. This is game point for Baus. Rosith can bring us into a 5th round if he's got it in him. And this is pretty intense, to be totally honest.
It is. To be honest, we're probably going to see the same match. Okay, never mind.
The Daphnis is banned. I think that's the first time we've seen Daphnis pre-banned this whole tournament.
Yeah.
That's so great idea, to be honest. Just remove
the
threat.
Biggest threat that is for both of them, to be honest.
And like Rapid said, that was the first time anybody has stopped Baus in what ended up being a total of 6 rounds. He had a 5-round streak. On the 6th round, he was stopped. He was on a win streak like none other. Rosith kind of hesitating a little bit. Chooses the Hathor.
Yeah. Okay. So this time he takes the Hathor. Just doesn't want to ban it. He's been tired about banning it the whole time, so might as well just pick it.
Right, might as well pick it and establish some early control. And the Hathor is oftentimes enough of a threat in the game, but it can also help to dictate your opponent's choices in the pick ban phase. If they think, oh, I'll let it through this time, then you get to have them pick the way you want them to.
Exactly.
There's a lot of benefits that come with having a unit so powerful.
Yeah.
Vivichel and Josephine.
Opting for that maybe single nuke.
That would be great to see because there's not a lot of damage in a team like this, but Vivichel just completely circumvents that.
Yeah, I would love to see that Ragdoll as well with it, just combining all of that.
Because it's open. It's open right now. He can pick
it.
He's going back to the Ganymede and the Gemini.
Ooh, okay, so we're probably going to see maybe the same outcome, not the outcome, but the same pick as the game before.
Last game.
Yeah,
and
the last game.
Maybe Baus is thinking one ahead on Antares for the first time in this tournament. He hasn't locked it in yet, but I think that's an awesome choice. We've got the turn cycling from Ciara already, so that means that she gets that extra turn after placing the bomb, and Ragdoll. There's a lot of threats on Roth's side. It's so hard to say.
Either way, even if it was something that, for myself, I did not expect that. I was expecting a Lenoir or something just for that extra resistance lead. But it's a fun pick.
What a great time to bring out a threat like that. Because, like, you haven't made anybody approach that yet. And we're seeing Antares for the first time in what could potentially be the final round of the tournament.
Yeah. I will still see the Gemini band and just hope that Baus maybe doesn't get that infinite amount of turns.
Right. The Antares, I respect that ban because he picked Vertihile. Now, Vertihile means he's getting a lot of crits and triggering Ragdoll's ability, but it also means that Antares has a lot of chances to proc.
However, if Gemini lands a defense break, we might get surprised. Maybe it's crit damage Gani.
Oh, it could be. Now pay attention, guys. This could be the final round of today's tournament. Gemini sets it up, gets 2 defense breaks on the table, increasing cooldown time on Hathor. Ragdoll's open for the bomb. Can she pop it now? Can she? I don't know if that's enough damage to pop the Ragdoll now. And now it's in danger. If he can't kill that Ragdoll early, actually, that's not 30%, so we're not going to see an ignore defense torrent just yet.
We're not. However...
Oh, Ciara could be dead. Ciara could actually die right now. He's weighing the options. He's thinking about maybe healing instead and playing it a little bit safer because that option's going to be there.
This was the correct choice. Like even if he used the third skill on Ciara, Bird could have upped everybody's attack boost.
Exactly, and then put them in a position where Ragdoll's in danger and Ragdoll is an alternate win condition. He's got the chance. I'd like to see him just bring the bomb up. Well, it might not be the best time because Ciara's got attack break on. So it's going to be a worse bomb.
Yeah.
He's just taking his time, just glancing hint on people. I think that was the best choice because it really wasn't a good time for Ciara to put a bomb on somebody. If anything, maybe I could see it for Gemini for the strip and defense break option. Now he could do it, but it's a little bit greedy because the attack bar is so high.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so he couldn't really do it.
Yeah, just like looking at this right now, it almost feels like as soon as that Ciara drops down, it's gonna be a hard comeback from Baus's side.
Ooh, great proc, but still, that's gonna be an attack broken bomb.
Yeah, it's not gonna deal a lot of damage, and the Ciara will most likely die after this.
That's right. And now it's a waste to ventilate the Ciara because she's not going to live to see another turn.
She's not. So Gani, in this case, has nothing to offer except for his third skill.
Ganymede might follow in Ciara's footsteps right now. He's doing it on the Gemini instead, triggering the shield, so giving a little bit more health to Vivichel as well.
We'll see that Gemini drop, and
nice.
Most likely that Ciara as well.
Baus is sitting there thinking about this. He's considering his options, and Rosith is in the zone.
He is.
This is going his way.
It is. And it's, yeah, this is...
and that's it.
That's it.
There's no more damage on Baus's side.
There's nothing he can do. We can just elaborate a plan for next fight.
That's right. We're going to get to see a round 5 of the finals between these awesome players. They are so evenly matched. They are trading wins back and forth. This is so great. And Rosith has managed... They haven't been trading. Rosith has done a great job getting 2 wins back-to-back so far. Now, he just needs to end this quickly because what you don't want is Baus to think of an answer.
You don't want Baus to have any thought at all. And he gives him...
and he gives it to him. So he chooses to yield because he knows it's done. Both of these players are sitting at game point right now. We're going to be going to round 5 of the finals of SWC 2019 Europe Cup. This is the best case scenario.
Yeah, it is.
Well, let's think about this from like the different perspectives. Okay, there's the player perspective, in which case this is not the best scenario.
You're right.
For
It's
Baus,
absolutely not.
He was 1 game away from getting the 3-0 sweep. That's his best case scenario. For Rosith, it might be his best. It's not his best case scenario for the start, but making a big comeback, that's pretty good. For the fans, of course, I think probably the best case scenario because that is what the players are fighting for. The fans just want to see some amazing games. I think the players are delivering.
That's what they're getting. They are getting the best games that this tournament has to offer. Rosith versus Baus. I couldn't think of a better way to round out this tournament than a match between these two.
Now, let's not forget that in the first game, we actually saw what was either a misclick or a misplay or something really just strange.
Right.
And so maybe you chalk that one up to nerves and you move on to game number 2. Well, game number 2, Baus, I think, just kind of showed a continued dominance. And then all of a sudden, a giant like speed bump appeared, and Rosith was able to stop Baus in his tracks not once but twice, and that takes us into the third game where we have one final chance to see if Baus can turn things around or if Rosith is that legendary player that all the other players thought he was.
That's right, and we can't forget that Rosith did an incredibly bold and a little bit of the kind of greed I like to see in this tournament. That play that was punished, where he put his ragdoll within ignored defense torrent range, and ultimately punished by Baus. It was a tough read to make, missed it a little bit, but now we get to see a round 5.
Yeah, let's go back to this game now. Let's see. Okay, so the Clash of Titans.
The Clash of Titans. If anybody has stepped away, I encourage you, come back. This is the final round of the SWC 2019 Europe Cup between Rosith and Baus. Both players are at match point. Whoever wins this one is today's champion, but both of them are going to make an appearance at the World Finals.
All right, I'm on the edge of my seat.
I've been off my chair for ages. I've left it behind.
All right, let's see what Baus is gonna pick. Okay, so he goes with the Sierra first pick. Rosith probably gonna, we're gonna probably see Daphnis maybe.
The Daphnis.
Yeah.
That's a unit that people have been fighting for.
Yeah. Might as well pick it, and he goes for it. He goes with that Fran and Daphnis.
Now we expected this. What is Baus going to follow up with? Show us what you were thinking about during that time at the end of the last round. And Aegir was the answer, and I actually think that it's definitely a good pick to get early.
It is. And I'm foreseeing maybe a Lauren in someone's draft. It doesn't matter if it's on Rosith. To be honest, it can work in either draft.
We've seen Lauren from the beginning. I think from the first round, it'd be great to bookend that with seeing her at the end. Eleanoa is making another appearance in this set. Couldn't be more impressed by her.
Yeah, so Rosith in this case is looking for this. He's probably gonna go for the outspeed. Gonna give Daphnis another extra turn if he fails to defense break, if he fails to get a turn, if he gets just controlled, he can give another turn to the Daphnis.
And just to add on to that, one of the most impactful situations, combos that we've seen today has been single target attack bar boosting. We saw it with Lucia earlier, we see it with Eleanoa a couple times too. So having that extra turn on command is very cool. And Aegir's got that too on his third skill, potentially. It requires a couple accuracy resistance checks, but he's got it. Thinking about that Josephine. I'm not sure about the Josephine yet.
I'm not sure about that Josephine either. He goes with that Viva Chell. It's a good pick. It's a good pick. Like it's nothing you can just. You should not. Yeah, I don't think that the Josephine was something that he was considering.
I don't think he needs it.
No.
To be honest, there's not enough. I think the single turn of immunity and the potential one-turn kill is his best case scenario. Banning out the Aegir. I like that ban a lot because I was kind of worried about the Aegir.
It is a good ban. However, in this case, I don't think Rosith is going to go for that. He's not going to get the first turn. Let's just see if Okeane is going to land a reset on that Daphnis, or if that resistance lead is going to just neglect him.
That's right. This is the end, you guys. This is the final round that we're seeing today. This is it. Unfortunately, there's a replay on screen right now, but once it goes away, we are going to see the final round of today. Somebody is going to walk home a champion after this.
And
here we go. We're back in. Oh, resisted the bomb! Again, CR, we're right back to where we started.
It's so unfortunate to see that happening all the time for the audience or everyone else that doesn't own, that does own a Sierra.
It hurts me a little.
You don't own a Sierra.
I do own a Sierra.
Okay. So
you used it yesterday.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I don't think, I think that means it didn't leave enough of an impact. It's ruined for Guild Wars, not RTA.
All right.
Big hit on CR is going to put her in the grave early on, forcing Baus to play to 3 to 4 monster deficit. Now already refreshing the cooldown time. She only needs 1 proc, and she can do it again.
Yeah.
Now she can just do it again now.
She can just do it again.
Not that she'd want to do it because the attack bars were so high. It doesn't matter.
It's going to be hard for Baus to get through this impenetrable defense of Rosith.
Rosith brought an excellent team composition to the final round of the day. She can freeze, but that's about it right now. There's no buffs, so there's not going to be a defense break coming out of this, but an attack buffed Daphnis is one of the scariest things you can see in a situation like this. 14.7k with no defense break.
Let's see how much damage that's going to deal with that first skill on
Oh, in the glance.
Ooh, that's
The glance is going to hurt so much.
I don't know why, but it has to be the animation of Eleanor because I just love the way she violent procs.
The glancing is so much. That's so important right now because it could prevent the team from getting stunned here at all.
Yeah.
Gets one stun, and it's actually one of the more important ones that he could have gotten.
It is. It all depends on. And
if she procs, she can refresh.
There you go.
There you go. Single target cleanse. That was. I don't want to discount that. That was one of the more important stuns he could have gotten, but Fran cleared it right up. Additional turn from Vivichel. She's cycling through, so she can use that third skill again. She doesn't even need to. Rosith has found the team comp that will get him that last point.
All right, so it looks to be in the favor of Rosith.
Rosith is doing it. Rosith could be the champion of the day. He's debating it.
It might be the French might win this.
The French might win this. And he's got the home court advantage. He's taking it to the end. This is it. Lucius all that's left.
With that finishing touch, let's see it.
Dude, Rosith with the 3 in a row.
Oh my god.
Rosith is the champion.
Oh my god.
He's won it. He has won it, and he is today's champion at the SWC 2019 Europe Cup. Congratulations, and thank you so much to Baus.